Hey everyone, my name is Mike. I'm a guitar enthusiast, player, I repair, build, modify. I'm new to all of it over the last 4 years. Had a lot of fun. I've got some things to share, some projects, some worthy, some not so much, depending on what you think is worthy and not. Things to build, things to fix, some with troubles. Gonna take some work, but I got a plan. So, like, share, subscribe, make a channel for me, motivate me, let's get going. I've got something to show you today. So, I've got something I want to share with you. I have this dusty SG Modern, Gibson, very nice, I love it. I want to change the pickups today, but that is not what I wanted, the reason I wanted to make a video about it. There's something funny going on in here, and that is the main reason I'm making a video about this. And it's by design, it's not a problem, but somebody may need to know this, so I don't want to be the guy that doesn't share it. What's funny that's going on is the ground wire that goes from the bridge to the cavity seems to pass through the channel where the pickups go. So I'm going to get this on the bench, open it up and show it. And aside from that, I wanted to change the pickups because it's not sounding right, or I'm not liking it as much as I think I should enjoy it. And I need to know whether it's the PCB I put in here. I put a high performance Gibson PCB in here. So for easy pickups, changes, and push-pull splits, which it did not come with stock, it was soldered. And I'm not sure of the pickups I have in here. I have conflicting spreadsheets about that. So with all that, I'm gonna put it on the bench and show you what's going on in here. And somebody may need to know this, and you'll see the modifications I had to do to get that PCB in because there was a bit to it. So here I am at the bench, as they say. I've got an iPad hanging up there. Hopefully it won't shake too much. I'm catching audio on an iPhone in my pocket with some little mic. Hope that all works. I know you could hear my breathing before. I'll try to control that. But one of the first thing I want to say is that this was a Stratosphere build. If you're not familiar with that, those come, you can buy husks from them, stripped down, no hardware, anything, and you rebuild it. And that's their gig. A couple things I'm noticing. I'm noticing I didn't put all the screws back in when I put these in, which is telling me that I probably put these in just to test them. And that's what I've got going on. So I have loosened and put a capo on my frets, on my strings there, excuse me. And let me see if I can get this thing off easily enough, see if I have enough going so I don't have to pull that all the way out. We'll see. Not that it's a big deal, but it's kind of the way I try to roll. No, I didn't loosen them up enough, but that's fine. I'll be able to get it back in, which is really the point. And let me get these things out. Might have to speed up or edit this. What else do I want to say in between here? So one thing I wasn't clear about is that the ground wire that goes to the cavity from the tailpiece mount appears to go through the channel for the wiring. But what's odd about it is that I don't see it come into the cavity, and it comes out in its own little hole over here. So why it passes through that channel, I don't know. Maybe they just routed a little notch to the channel and then a separate notch to the cavity. I don't know why. It's a little mystery I want to solve and share because, as you'll see, it can trip up your wires when you go to pull them out, get them hung up. Not a problem with people who are not using pickups with plugs on them. Although it still could be a problem. It could get hung up and you wouldn't know why. So that's why I want to share this. So let me go ahead and get these pickups removed. By the way, these are good screwdrivers for this. I don't use a lot of expensive tools, but the ones I use a lot, I upgrade. And the ones I just like, I just keep, keep using. And these are good screwdrivers, bought at like AutoZone or something, but they spin in your hand like that. And that's a pretty particularly good one in my book. I've had them a long time. So and I'm hoping these aren't the same pickups. I don't think they are. I know what to expect because I have 490 R and T's going in, and generally know what to expect from them, and I like them. Not sure what I put in here to test them. Originally, these come with Pros, I think. I'm not sure, but again, this came empty to me, and I built it from there, so we'll see. Oh, so let me take this out, or these out. What else can I tell you while I'm going on through this? Yeah, I've built a number of these Stratosphere builds. They do, all kinds of brands, a lot of Fender stuff they tear apart, and you can buy them apart and build them. To me, I don't see the value in the Fender stuff, only because it just seems like when you price it up to go, buy everything they got, put the same guitar back together, you're ending up pretty close to the same price. Whereas with the Gibsons, you seem to get a discount. Now online, you see people say differently, so you're going to hear differently if you look into that. But that's been my experience. I think they get their value from their dealer, right? And they have no customer service. They don't have to do any kinds of returns or anything like that. They just sell these guitars, and there's no warranty or anything. So, yeah, they get rid of all those headaches. Okay, I have all the screws out of the pickups, and those are ready to go. So let me just take that out. Okay, let's disconnect the jack. And as I said, I'm going to pull out that ground wire and pull out these plugs here. I don't like pulling on plugs. I like to get a handle on the plug itself, but it just doesn't. It's just you just can't get in there to do that with these. So, oh yeah, I got to get that out. So I brought this. You have to use the little tab on the side of these things, or you'll pull it right out of the board. Okay, so something's still hanging up. What do we got? Okay, this is my PCB, high performance PCB. Does the coil splits, some other options in here, tap or split, and I believe also, no, there's no surge suppression. Maybe, if I think of it, it's the treble bleed circuit. You can put that in if you want. Excuse me. So, what I want to show you here is, I had to, with this in there, you can't fit anything coming through this hole. So in order to get any stack pickups or this PCB in here, I got out my Dremel with a router bit, and I routed out that wire so it had some room to go around this stuff. And again, because this is a Stratosphere build, that's the nice thing about these, is you don't have to worry about warranties and touching something pristine and brand new, because it's already been dealt with. Now, I don't think you're going to be able to see this, so I'll get out my iPhone. But right there, you can see this has its own, this is the ground wire, goes to the PCB, has its own little hole right down in there that goes somewhere. It's kind of, that's the mystery we're talking about. That's what I hope to illustrate. What I'll do is I'll get my, oh, I can't get my phone out because it's busy recording. Didn't expect that. I'll stop the recording and then I'll get back to it. Hold on. You'll get a better look at the that ground wire entrance and the routing I did too, in case you're interested in that. And where's my camera? There it is. So you can see that has its own hole, the ground wire. And you can see the routing that I did to make room where I said I needed it. And you can also see that I did some routing around the switch there to make that three-way switch fit. I don't think you have to do that. I think there's better options for that. I believe there's a switch that stands right up, and I didn't know about it until after I did this. So not that anybody's going to do this, but it's there for you now. Let's get this memo going again. Okay, going with that again. All right, so now let's start teasing these out, and we'll see what happens. What's going to happen, and it's going to be kind of tough to show, but that's the whole point of this, is I'm going to be pulling these out, and you're going to see this get yanked and grabbed, and that's the little mystery that I wanted to share. So there we go. We've got one ready to go. Okay, so I can pull it out there. Okay, so let's see here. I'll hold this. See if we can make it happen. You see that? That ground wire? It hits that ground wire going through. Now, you know, that you would think no big deal, but I've had it get hung up, and I've had to fish and fool with it before. And I'm like, well, why does that go through there? And I just don't understand it. But, you know, I guess when they put the two layers together, they had one route cut and joined and then left that route for the wires. I don't understand it. But here we go with another one. So you can see that? So that ground wire goes through that channel, although it appears separately, and I'll show that to you. You can see that there's that ground wire. Oops. That ground wire doesn't come through here. So it goes presumably from there into the channel for the wiring. Somewhere in the channel it goes back out to its own hole into there. So that's the mystery. So with that, I'll stop this portion of the video here. I'll start putting it back together, and I'll turn it back on again. I'll break it up in a couple, just because I haven't made many videos for the most part, and probably a good idea to break them up with what I'm using. I'll be back. You can see that has its own hole, the ground wire. And you can see the routing that I did to make room where I said I needed it. And you can also see that I did some routing around the switch there to make that three-way switch fit. I don't think you have to do that. I think there's better options for that. Okay, so I'm back here for a minute. I took a minute to polish things up a little bit. You might have seen some gaffer's tape in here. I did put some down. I can't remember why I did that, what I was planning on doing. But yeah, so I found out what the pickups were, and indeed, I must have bought a cheap set of Lead Pros 2013 online from Reverb or something. And yeah, I've never been a fan of Lead and Rhythm Pros, the Burstbucker Pros. I don't want to knock any pickups because they're always part of a system, and how they play with your pedals and your amplifiers is everything. So they may be like the best pickups for some people, and I just not me. So I also found out that I was recording in vertical mode. I don't know how I did that. I just new to it, made that mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and continue in vertical mode, so it's all consistent. And hopefully I'll figure out if there's a way to switch it around, change the aspect on that. I don't know if there is. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get these in there, and I'll get back to you. This is take 11, or pardon me, number 11 on my voice memo. So I got that first one in, and sure enough, it gets hung up on that wire, that ground wire, and it takes a little finagling to get it in. Strange, I just don't get it. And I figured I'd bring you back in for the second one. So maybe we can see that again. Okay, so let's see what we got. Here's my first one. You can see that's hitting that wire, and it should pass right through, and it doesn't. What I've done is I've pulled this tight before and passed it through. That's what I did for the first one. But yeah, so I'm going to work with that a little bit, and I'll drop you off here. Okay, this is recording 12 on my voice memos. So I'm back. I was able to get both of those pickups in. I still only have 2 screws in there. I want to find a set of black ones if I can. And yeah, so it made it difficult putting them in. Usually it's the easiest thing in the world on any other guitar, but these leads catch that ground wire. So no big deal. It's all done. It just took a few minutes, a little finagling, and time to get this back together. Yeah, you'll see I didn't, there wasn't enough room in here on this PCB to get washers and nuts down there for adjustment, because it just fits without all of that. So I put some gaffer's tape down so the PCB wasn't directly contacting the wood along the circuits anyway. That's what I did. Again, I'm not selling anybody on that project or anything like that. I just like a PCB. I like splits. I like changing pickups, testing pickups, and that. And that's what I do. And so let's get this. Oh, backwards. I polished the front up, and I think I probably told you that already. And here, this is where these needed to wrap. Yeah, that routing was necessary to wrap around that pot, and so that's why I had to route that out to make that PCB fit. I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to put a PCB in here, and I could have put a plain Jane PCB in here, but I got stubborn. I had it. I wanted to use it, and I did it. Ground wire in there. I have that little tool for that. Just a screwdriver will do. Just push down on the button. Little orange button on the green thing lets it slide down. And press these wires in. There. bridge. Check the wiring and the pins. Put that in. That's good. Give it a flip. Get a washer and a nut on there. All right, I'll get her set up and I'll get back to you. Hey, so I'm back to finish this up. I got cut off there at the end. You might have heard me mention that I had made most of this in vertical video as I was making it, and I had to go through and redo it all and fix that, and I apparently chopped off some portions at the end, so and the closeout that I did. So here's my closeout, and just want to say regarding making videos, these things make it really easy. The Apple iPad really made it easy. My troubles were with learning, Googling, and noob mistakes like vertical video and stuff like that. But it's just amazing. So I know I can do better in the future. You know, I didn't go back through and fine tune this because it would take me forever and it wouldn't have gotten done. That said, the guitar is done. It's fantastic. I'm very pleased. The 490s set sounds and is exactly like I wanted it, expected it to be. So the issue isn't with the PCB. So I'm very pleased with the way it worked out. I'm really happy with the guitar, polished, dusting, new strings. I ended up doing new strings. I wasn't going to. I don't usually if I don't have to because I change pickups pretty often because it's easy. Yeah, so I just want to. I wanted to finish this up and actually put it out. I was going to abandon the project or at least the video, but I got an email today. I got a subscriber. Somebody subscribed to the channel, so I thought that was funny. I said, oh, well, I better put this up because the only thing up there right now really is my intro saying there's more to come. So rather than take that down, I figured I'd finish this up and actually have a video come up. And so this is it. This is the SG. That's the neck pickup, bridge pickup. Bad notes in there, sorry. I'm just going to show you the splits. So, I'm going to split it now. That's the neck pickup. Pardon me, the bridge. Going to the neck. Full volume. Split. And just because we're here, I'm going to show you what I kind of like best about the splits is I split that neck pickup, kind of leave it at full. I split the bridge pickup and then leave the neck pickup as a full humbucker, but I roll that back a little bit, and you get the single bridge poking through the neck humbucker a little bit. Oh, got to put it in the middle position. So people say they don't need or don't like splits, or they have a Strat for their single coil sounds. That's great, and I totally understand. But I think a lot of people don't play with them, and also it has a lot to do with how it plays with amplifiers and especially pedals. The singles, split, unsplit, double humbuckers. You know, these things can all be kind of crazy. I got just a cheap Dumbler switch right there. It's a little cheap K-Mize, I think. Distortion. Now we'll just go split on the neck. Full on the neck, full humbucker on the neck. Going to the bridge. I'm going to the neck. Full humbucker. Split on the neck. Sorry. And I'll just do my thing that I always do. Split the bridge, roll off the neck, go to the middle position, and so that's it. Thanks for watching. I think next thing I'm going to put out is a song that I wrote kind of over the last 2 days. I've been playing it over and over again. It's almost ready to record, so I'll put that up soon. And like I said, I've got a bunch of other projects, and if you want to see one, hit that like and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Take care.